In this video, I'm going to talk about Monatomic Ion Worksheet. So this worksheet has two sides. One is the main group right, on the front, and then the back is transition metal. So I'm going to talk about that separately. Now, monoatomic, mono meaning one, atomic meaning atom. So it's like only one atom. For example, like Na, Cl, Mg. How do you name them? How do you write down the charge and formula? Okay. Now the front page is called main group. Now main group we have 6 groups only: 1, 2, 13, 15, 16, and 17. So they basically cover the Sam and Peter block, S block and P block. Now, when it's an cation, they are positive charge. So based on your reading journal, how do you name them? The positive charge cation is just the element plus the word ion. So for example, Na plus is called sodium ion. And negative charge, on the other hand, will be anion will be negative charge. Now, based on the reading journal, how do you name the simple anion? Is you take the element, right? You take away the ending and add the IDE plus the word ion. So here I write element with the IDE at the end and then ion. So for example, O2 minus oxygen, we don't write oxygen ion. We take oxygen, we take the ending away and then put the IDE, so it becomes oxide ion. Now from now on, since you don't have 6 groups, you don't need to use the valence electron or lose gain electron or gain electron to figure out the charge. You just need to use the group. When you see the group, find the charge. So we draw the map, the mountain, group 1, group 2, group 13, they are all cation. So group 1 plus 1, group 2 plus 2, group 13 plus 3. And then the 15, 16, 17, 15 is minus 3, 16 minus 2, 17 minus 1. You should only use the group number immediately to tell the charge, okay? And the cation we're using red pen, and then the anion we're using blue pen. So the first 2 questions here is already done for you. So magnesium atom is Mg, so group 2 plus 2 charge. Because the plus 2 charge is a plus charge, we say cation. So the formula rewrite then is Mg2 plus. Now notice that here the plus 2 charge and 2 plus, you see that how they written is a little bit different. The charge is the plus sign first, and then when you write the formula, you write down the number first. And because it's a cation, we don't need to change anything on the name. We just write down the element name and then add the word ion. So magnesium ion. And oxygen, on the other hand, oxygen is on group 16. It's a minus 2 charge, and it's an anion. So it's O2 minus. You notice that the minus charge go first for the charge, but when you write down the formula, you write the number first. Now, because the anion, we follow the method, we take away the ending and add the IDE, so it will be oxide ion. So sodium atom here, sodium is Na, it's a group 1, so 1 plus 1 charge is cation, it's Na plus, so then it's sodium ion. Now, I think you guys don't have any problem with the red part because simply just take the element name and add the word ion. So here, anything that I circle with the blue one will be the negative charge, will be the anion. And they include number 2, 4, 5, 8, 11, 12, 14, 15, 19, and 20. And 18, I have 2 of them. I have positive and negative charge. That's why I put red and blue here. So chlorine atom, we put Cl, group 17. So it's a minus 1 charge. It's anion, so it's a Cl minus. And then chloride ion. Okay, so chloride ion. And we got to take away the chlorine and then put IDE on it. Now, I put all the spelling for the negative charge. So bromine is bromide, phosphorus is phosphide. Now, many people spell this wrong. They put PHOS, PHORIDE. That's wrong. It's phosphide, not phosphoride. Phosphide. PHOS, PHIDE. Make sure you have the word ion because you're not doing compound yet. You're doing ion only. You have to add the word ion. And then iodine will be iodide. Nitrogen will be nitrate. Sulfur will be sulfide. Fluorine will be fluoride. Now you notice that many people spell the word wrong. They put FLOU RIDE like fluoride. It should be fluoride. okay? So be FLUO. There's no way for you to spell it wrong because you follow the word in the periodic table. It's fluoride, not fluoride, okay? And then the last two, when I put a star on it, because the spelling is a little long, selenium, we still need to change the IDE. So selenium, telluride. Now hydrogen is a special case. Hydrogen is on group 1. Okay, they have only one mass electron, and maximum you only need 2. So I can either lose 1 electron to get no shell, but I still have the nucleus. Or I gain 1 electron, so I get 2 electron, I'm full shell. So I have 2 situations, will be either +1 charge, cation is H+, is a hydrogen ion. Or I can put -1 charge, anion is H-, will be hydride ion. So the rest of them, whatever I did not circle, they are red. You can just name them. And then the blue one, I already give you the name. All you need to do is just fill in the table with the group and the charge, everything. Okay? Now the back is transition metal. Now transition metal, I have two kinds. One is the D block. The D block is anything, the D block, the drain block. Another part is anything under zigzag line. So anything under zigzag line including this, and that. So even though they are not in the D block, they are on the P block, but we still use the transition metal method to name them because they're underneath the zigzag line. Okay? Now, transition metal, they're metal, so they always have positive charge, and the transition metal meaning they have multiple charges. So if you're just looking at the D block, you look at the group number, you have no way to figure out their charge because they can have multiple charges. Multiple charges meaning that, okay, I can have chromium +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. Okay, I can have cobalt 1, cobalt 2, cobalt 3, cobalt 4. So there are multiple charges. You cannot find out the charge from looking at the periodic table. Okay? Now, how do you name them? You must include a Roman numeral in the parentheses following the name of the ion. And the Roman numeral is equal to the charge of the ion. So what's the method for naming the multiple charge transition metal is you take the element plus the Roman numeral in the parentheses and plus the ion. So for example, you can see that for plus, I write lead 4 ion parentheses, and then Pp6 plus will be lead Vi ion, and Fe and Fe 2 plus 3 plus, they have different multiple charges. We have to give them Roman numeral. Otherwise, I would not know what charge you're talking about. And the charge is always +1, +2, all the way to +7 because they're positive charge. Now we don't have +8. Now the Roman numeral number is, a lot of people will confuse about +4 and +6 because they will switch the I to the wrong decision. So then if I were you, I would start with 5. Now +5 is V. Okay, so we went on the V, and then we write the V on the 4, and we write the V on the 6. Okay, we start with the 5, and then we write V on the 4, and we write on the V on the 6. Now the 4 is on the left of 5. The 4 is on the left of 5. So the I will be on the left of V. That's why you write IV for +4. And 6 is on the right of the 5. So the I will be on the right of the V. And that's why you write VI. And +7, same idea as 6. You have VII. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one we use black pen. Okay, the regular transition metal with multiple charges we use black pen. Now on the bottom here, the exception we use green pen. So in the other classes, I did not use green highlighter because I thought that you guys can see the color. And turns out that when I put on the Weebly, I found out that you cannot see the difference between the black and green. So I use the green highlighter here. Now the exception, there are 6 exceptions. These exceptions, they only have 1 charge because they only have 1 charge. You don't need to give me Roman numeral because everybody already know their charge. You don't need to give me the Roman numeral. So the single charge transition metal, how do you name them? Same thing as the cation. Will be just the element plus the ion, but no Roman numeral because everybody already know their charge. They each one only have 1 charge. Now where are they? Okay, so I'm using green pen to circle them for you. Okay. So the first one is AL, green pen, okay, AL. And then on the bottom, GA, on the bottom, IN, okay. Now AL is on group 13, Okay, it's not transition metal, but you can still tell the Al is 3 plus. Al is a 3 plus, GaNIn in the same column as Al. So if Al is 3 plus, then GaNIn must be also 3 plus. Okay, and then diagonally of Al is zinc, and under zinc is Cd. Okay, now and the other diagonally Al, Zn, and Ag. Those are the 6. Okay, now if you look up here, then first of all you can tell that it is like a staircase. And number 2, Al is a 3 plus, 3, and also I have 3. So the 3 can tell you 2 things. Number 1 is 3 plus, 3 plus, 3 plus for this 3. And number 2, I have 3 things. Al, GaNIn, I have 3 things. Now here, if this is 3 plus, this must be 2 plus. So zinc is always 2 plus. Zinc 2 plus and Cd must be 2 plus. The 2 can tell you, number 1, I have 2 of them, and number 2, they're plus 2 charge. And then here, plus 3, plus 2, this must be plus 1. So plus 1, the 1 tell you, oh, number 1, I have plus 1 charge. And number 2, I have only 1 thing. So 1, 2, 3, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. And they don't need Roman numeral because they only have 1 charge. So when you write down this is the same, okay, triangle as this, okay, this is the same as that. So when you write down the ion, you don't need to give me Roman numeral because aluminum is always 3 plus. You don't need to type aluminum 3 because we will not have aluminum 4, okay. So aluminum ion, gallium ion, indium ion, they are plus 3 charge. Again, they don't need Roman numeral. They don't need Roman numeral because only 1 charge. And zinc will be zinc ion, cadmium ion, 2 plus, and then silver will be 1 plus, and again we don't need Roman numeral. So these 6, you don't need to memorize them because you can just start with Al. Oh, it's 3. Al is 3 plus because the group 13. So 3. Oh, it tell me I have 3, and then this will be 2, and this will be 1. So you don't need to memorize, but you should know how to recognize them. Okay. So there's a couple work I can do it for you. Now chromium Vi ion. Now how do you know that is the black one, the multiple charges, or the single charge? Okay, there are two ways you can tell. Number 1, I see there is Roman numeral. So whenever you see Roman numeral, must be multiple charge. Multiple charge, we use black pen. And number 2, how do I know that it is not the green thing? Because chromium is not one of the 6 here. Chromium is not one of the 6 here. So definitely it's not single charge. That must be multiple charge. So we use black pen. We write that chromium is Cr, and Vi is 6 plus. Cr 6 plus. But then if I ask you what's the charge, you write down plus 6. So you see these two like they switch, 6 plus, plus 6. Black pen. Now zinc ion. I can also tell 2 ways that it is not a multiple, but it's a single. Number 1, zinc ion, the name does not have Roman numeral. It does not have Roman numeral, that means only have 1 charge. Okay, no Roman numeral, must have 1 charge. And number 2, zinc is one of the 6 that I circle. Zinc is one of the 6 that I circle, and zinc is on the 2nd column, so it will be 2 plus. So we use green pen here. So zinc is always 2 plus because it's on the 2nd column here. So zinc 2 plus and plus 2 charge. Now on the right hand side is just opposite. I give you the formula, give you the name. So Au 3 plus. Now in this case, we had to look up Au. Is Au one of the 6 that I circle? No. Okay, Au is not one of the 6 that I circle. And it is on a D block. It's on a D block. So it means that it's transition metal. So if it's transition metal, we have to give the Roman numeral. So gold 3 ion. It's plus 3. Okay, it's Au is the transition metal, it's a D block. Okay, and it's not one of the 6 that I circle, so it's had multiple charges. So I have to give the Roman numeral, gold 3 ion. And Al3 plus, again, Al is one of the 6 that I circle, so it means it only have 1 charge. And what's the charge? It's 3 plus because number 1, number 2, number 3. So we write down aluminum ion with the Roman numeral. It's a green pen. Aluminum ion is a plus 3 charge. Okay, so at the back of the review here, I told the class that you're gonna only do this part. So I circle and I write down the color pen for you. You want to use color pen to do everything. You want to use the color pen to do the review. You want to use the color pen for the worksheet. So the review zinc is using green pen. Nitrite we use blue pen. Tin VII we use black pen. And then calcium we use red pen. Why? Because of their kinds of the ion. So we have 4 color. We should have 4 ions.